I am ready when you are for the McDonald's war. Wait.
Welcome to the Foolish Wanderers podcast.
Why must I be surrounded by fools?
Welcome, Wanderer.
Hey Wanderers, welcome back to the Foolish Wanderers podcast. Today, we're continuing the McDonald's lore and talking about the characters.
Dun, dun, dun.
But before we begin, we want to start by plugging all of our social medias.
Okay, you can email us at,
fwplisteners@gmail.com,
or you can follow us and DM us at,
Foolish Wanderers podcast on Instagram,
and then you can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at.
Foolish Wanderers podcast. Alright, let's get started.
Alright, Katrina, this is your episode.
In my episode, so pretty much I did research about not all the characters, but quite a few of the characters, especially the main people that McDonald's uses in their not only in their advertising, but also in they had like a short show, like a 6-episode show they'll talk about a little bit. Yeah, so these are like the big characters. There's definitely more smaller ones, but these are the big few. So yeah, so first we're gonna start off with the most recognized, most iconic character from McDonald's.
The Grimace.
Ronald McDonald.
Oh yeah, him too.
Oh yeah, just a creepy clown guy.
He's so icky.
You don't want to go sit on his bench next to him? Give him a hug?
No.
No?
It's just like, no.
Yeah, so he was created in around 1963. I think I saw like some sources saying that there was a guy that dressed up as Ronald McDonald in like the 50s, but the first known real starting point of him is in 63. And he looked a lot different than he does today. So starting out, he had a yellow and red striped suit with a tray of McDonald's hamburger, french fries, and milkshakes that he used as a hat. And then, so he had like a big cardboard box for like a hat and like a little cup on his nose instead of like the red nose, and a little tray strapped to his belt with like a milkshake and a sleeve of fries.
Yeah, you have a picture of it on. You have a picture of him, the original Ronald
Yeah.
McDonald costume, on the slide, and it just kind of looks like a deranged clown. I don't know.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
looks like, it reminds me of when like children have birthday parties and they want like Hannah Montana or
The
like a
off-brand
character,
version.
like a character, and this is they got the off-brand version of Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, it does.
Who thought it was a good idea to have like a cup on his nose?
That's a good question. I don't know. It looks very 70s, like very 60s, 70s, which...
It just looks like, crackhead Ronald McDonald. Oh my gosh. Okay, Katrina, when did they get rid of this horror?
They got rid of this. They eventually, in 1971, they exchanged his suit for a solid yellow one with french fry bags for pockets. So they basically, like, I think it's the small, like the kids' fries. It's like the little paper bag that has just like a big M on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like giant those for pockets.
Just so you know, French fry pockets are my dream. Like French fry bag pockets are my dream.
Endless pockets of French fries.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a oversized French fry bag on his heart, and then his sleeves and legs were striped with thin red stripes, and he had a long neck collar, like a white neck collar. And then in 98, his suit changed again, replacing the French fry pockets with standard red ones, and then the French fry bag on the heart is now a big red circle with a yellow M in the center. Yeah, so there's basically the Ronald McDonald you know nowadays. Funny thing is, though, they actually retired. I didn't know this, but they retired Ronald McDonald in 2016 due to the creepy clown sightings.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I saw that today.
They don't use him anymore?
I guess not, because I haven't seen him in a long time. But yeah, so I guess...
Do they still have like the Ronald McDonald House charity?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah,
Okay.
because they still have like the drives and stuff. But yeah.
He's in hiding. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that either, because I remember the creepy clown sightings because we were in college. So yeah, so something interesting to know. Speaking of Ronald McDonald, from 1998 to 2003, McDonald's created a short series of like 6 episodes, like 6 40-minute episodes, only on VHS, and that were played in stores only, of the Ronald McDonald's characters. So they started off every episode as them live action. So Sunday was like a puppet, like a creepy puppet,
Ew.
and Ronald McDonald was an actual guy. But then they jump into this ball pit and they get transported into like this cartoon world. And yeah, where they go into like different adventures with all the other characters. Yeah, I vaguely remember watching this while I was in
McDonald's?
yeah, like in the play place. They'd have this on every once in a while when we were there, and so we'd watch it while we were eating food.
The
But yeah,
the cartoon style looks like Rugrats.
I
Maybe
think
a
it's the same like
little bit.
studio. Yeah, 'cause I think
Cool.
yeah, so like definitely the Hamburglar. He looks like a character from Rugrats.
Yeah, he
But
does.
so Sunday, his dog, he was only around for a couple of years. He showed up with the cartoons. I guess they used him every once in a while, like a real dog in commercials, like as just like a promotional stunt with Ronald McDonald. But for the most part, he just existed in the TV show world for them. And then he'd often speak in a negatively and monotone voice. So he's very pessimistic.
Well, yeah, he's scary looking.
A little
He is
bit, especially the
human.
puppet.
No, he
Yeah.
is. The puppet has like human eyes.
Yeah, it's like a what does it look like? What kind of dog? I don't know. It's like a
A beagle. I have no idea. Like a beagle.
maybe like a beagle. It's like a beagle mixed with like a golden retriever, but like
I
and
guess like a
corgi.
gold. Yeah, it's like a corgi body, a
Hmm.
golden retriever like type ears and like the nose and the face, but it has human eyes and it's very
Yes,
scary. And
it's
it has like
creepy.
it's like flaming red hair, like the comedian Carrot Top. It's icky.
Yeah, isn't it? Who's the is it Chucky from Rugrats? Is that
Yeah,
the
he has Chucky's
yeah?
hair.
It's Chucky's hair. So
Oh
yeah, yeah,
no. I can see why Sunday didn't go over well with kids.
yeah. The cartoon version's a lot cuter, but yeah, the
Yeah,
puppet version's terrifying. He has a
puppet.
blue nose and like human teeth.
Oh, that's just sick and raw. Next.
Yep. Okay. So next
Goodbye,
guy.
Sunday.
So next we have Grimace, which is Kendra's favorite character.
My favorite character is the Grimace for reasons.
Yeah, the reasons we explained. I think we explained it in part one.
Did we with
But
the
yeah,
I thought the Grimace was the what was it, the McGriddle?
yeah, something with the McGriddle. He thought he stole the McGriddles, and then it's like the purple triangular character that stole the McGriddles.
It's not. I was wrong.
No, in fact.
Very wrong.
So the Grimace was introduced in 1971 as Evil Grimace. In his first two appearances, he was depicted with 4 arms, so 2 pairs of arms, which he would use to steal milkshakes. And then soon after that, in 1972, he was reintroduced as just Grimace. He wasn't Evil Grimace anymore. And then they took away 2 of his arms, so he just has the 2 arms that you now know and love. And he no longer steals the milkshakes.
What does he do? Like, what does he do then?
He's pretty much just like, I believe he's just like Ronald McDonald's like friend. Like he goes on adventures with him. He's kind of like the bumbling kind of like comic relief, I think.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it says commercials and merchandise generally portray Grimace as a well-meaning simpleton whose clumsy antics provide a comic foil to Ronald McDonald. So yeah, he's mostly the comic relief.
The comic relief. Alrighty,
Yep.
we all stories need that.
Yes, so I guess in one of the Ronald McDonald Land episodes, The Legend of Grimace Island. This is where Grimace, it was come to be known, like Grimace has a large family, including an unnamed mom, an unnamed dad, a grandma named Winky,
Oh
a
my
great
gosh.
great grandma named Jenny Grimace, and he might have
Wait,
a
what do
brother
you mean
named,
might?
I don't know, it just says
Why
might.
does it say might?
I don't know, it just says might, so it could be or not.
Okay.
But his name is King Gunga. So next we have his Grimace's uncle, Uncle O'Grimacy, who was created in 1997 and was used through 1985. And he was used to promote the Shamrock Shake for St. Patrick's Day. So he'd make an annual appearance in the commercials and stuff for St. Patrick's Day to promote the Shamrock Shake. O'Grimacy resides in his home of country for 11 months of the year and visits his nephew Grimace in March, bringing him his incredibly delicious shake.
So nice of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming he's Irish.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it was just like the 4-leaf clovers and stuff. Yeah, but he's green instead of purple, so he looks like Grimace, but he's green. And then he sports a frock coat covered in several 4-leaf clovers. He has a nice little hat.
Oh jeez. I'm sure the people of Ireland appreciate Uncle O'Grimacy.
I don't speak for the company or the brands, so I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that
This
was
is standing
sarcasm.
funny. I wonder if he's used like worldwide or if it's just the US.
I don't know. I've never even seen him.
Yeah, well, he was only used through 85, so it's before we were born.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and these were like live aaction. This wasn't like animated for like the commercials. There's actual people in these giant suits.
Oh, like
So it's
Teletubbies?
yeah, pretty much. It's kind of creepy. Next, we have the Hamburglar, who used to creep me out as a child. I used to be terrified of this. I think I had nightmares of him actually.
The Hamburglar?
Yeah, I don't know why. He just kind of always freaked me out, I guess. But yeah, says the Hamburglar was a pint-sized burglar who debuted in 1971 and was one of the first villains on the commercials. So around the same time as Grimace was first introduced.
Okay.
He sports a black and white hooped shirt and pants, or striped shirt and pants, a red cape, a wide-brimmed hat, and red gloves. And he'd always steal the hamburgers. The Hamburglar started out as a villain, only he was old and had a long nose, gray hair, and was called the Lone Jogger in some 1970s commercials.
Ew, the lone jogger?
Jogger, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so he started off as like an old man, I guess. And then 71, they kind of brought him and made him much younger. And then when he was first introduced, he only spoke in gibberish, which was translated by Captain Crook, not Hook, but Crook, which is, we'll learn about a little bit later. Yeah, so they were pretty much partners in crime. And then in the 2000s, he got a new makeover. So now he has a new sporty appearance, wearing green goggles, a leather jacket, striped shirt, shorts, and sneakers. And he loves playing tricks on his friends. But he still loves the burgers.
Do you remember when they like rebranded the Hamburglar and made him like an actual like man, and then people were all up in arms because they made him into like a real person?
I don't remember that at all.
I'll find the article. I think it was on BuzzFeed where they're like, they made the Hamburglar hot. I think it was something like that, or like
What year was that?
I don't know. I can't remember. It was a while ago now.
Yeah, I just remember like the redheaded kid that would steal hamburgers.
That's what I remember too. But I guess
Mhm.
somebody at BuzzFeed thinks the new Hamburglar is hot, and they had to write an article about it. So
Well, breaking news: hamburger is hot now. Did they change him back? He must have changed him back then, because he's
I
not.
have no clue. Well, if they don't even use Ronald McDonald, why would they use
That's
any
true.
of the characters?
That's true. Yeah. Now we move on to Birdie, the early bird. So she was she was the first identifiably female character, and she was debuted in 1980. She was brought in to introduce the new breakfast items. She's a yellow bird wearing a pink jumpsuit with the bright yellow M in the middle, and she wears a flight cap and scarf. And she is frequently portrayed as a poor flyer and somewhat clumsy in general. So her origin story from an old commercial is that she was in a giant egg, and it fell from the night sky into McDonald land. And Ronald McDonald decides to show the egg love, and basically,
What?
yeah,
What do you mean show the egg love?
basically he hatched her from this giant egg.
Like
So
he sat on her? Like the egg?
I don't know. I didn't watch the commercial, but yeah, he like basically hatched her.
Is Ronald McDonald then her dad?
I think probably in some respects, yes. I don't know
And
technicalities.
what do they mean that the Birdie's the first identifiable female character? I
Well, this
think
is
the
like
Grimace is a lady.
I thought it was a guy.
I don't know. I'm gonna say they don't say anything, so I'm gonna say that the
Yeah.
hot take, the Grimace is a chick.
Well, this is the first identifiably female. So Grimace could have
Oh.
been, but this is like the first, like, oh yeah, she's a female.
Mhm.
So now onto the Fry Kids. Now we have the Fry Kids, which I remember mostly from like when they had those cool play places and like McDonald's where they had like the chairs shaped like these guys.
Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
chairs shaped like them, but I don't remember ever seeing the Fry Kids in commercials before.
I don't either. But yeah, so they were used to promote French fries as their namesake. So they were used between 1972 and 1983. I think commercials with them kind of died off before we were born.
Yeah.
They were first originally called Goblins, and it stole and gobbled up other characters' French fries.
Oh.
And then in 83, their name was changed from Goblin to the Fry Guys, and then eventually to Fry Kids in 1987. It says they are brightly colored, shaggy ball-like creatures with long legs and no arms, mostly resembling a pom-pom, with legs and eyes.
Yeah.
And they often speak with high-pitched, sped-up voices.
They're so yeah, they look like just balls of yarn.
Which I think they were. I think the puppets for them were, yeah.
I like that they wear each of the Fry Kids has like a different accessory on, and they don't have any arms or
Uh,
hands. So
mm-mm.
it's like, how did they get them on? Like the green one that has
Yeah.
the glasses and the
Hmm.
cowboy hat. How did he put them on?
Good question. You could just like lay them on the ground and fall on them every day.
It could like
Uh,
roll. Yeah,
just all over. Just face plant onto them. They each have like some cool Converse sneakers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or sneakerheads.
And now we're getting into the more creative and lesser known characters. So the ones that, when we first found out these characters existed, these are the ones that made us laugh the most because
Like
they're
the obscure oddity,
very,
weird. Yep. Very.
yeah.
Whoever thought of this was on drugs and fired immediately after.
Well, they all lasted quite a bit, so they probably weren't fired. But yeah, I can see where these specific characters would cause nightmares in many children's minds.
Especially Mayor McCheese.
Yes, Mayor McCheese, our first victim, first person to talk about. Yes, Mayor McCheese is an enormous cheeseburger. It's a giant cheeseburger head on a human's body.
Who was
He can-
elected mayor? But it's like, why would a cheeseburger be elected mayor when Ronald McDonald is the star of the show? You know?
That's a good question.
And there's
Unless
also like burger patches, like the burger bushes. Like,
they eat them.
did they vote for Mayor McCheese? Were they like, we really want, since everyone's eating us and we can speak and talk, like we want to have a voice of our own in the government, so we're gonna vote for Mayor
Like,
McCheese.
makes you wonder like where this like what patch of like burger bushes this guy came out of because he lasted long enough to get bigger than Ronald
That
McDonald.
that would be a great movie, Katrina, where it was like where it's like Mayor McCheese was like a burger, like a little burger in the burger bushes, like the burger
Yeah.
patches, and he was like sick and tired of watching all his friends and family get eaten up by like the Grimace and Ronald McDonald. He somehow like detached himself from the bush and like made his way to some sort of like toxic like growth formula or something, like a
Oh
puddle.
man.
Then he
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna get revenge for my friends and family. And he started
Drops.
he just started local government and worked his way up to becoming the elected mayor. Like he started so like he was the janitor, and then he became like a city councilman, and they
Local Slider works his way up the governmental chain, now becomes mayor.
uh-huh. Oh my
Oh
god.
man. I'd
Okay.
pay to see that movie. That'd be
Oh, I would
great.
too. That'd be a Netflix story.
Please make that
A
Netflix. That'd be
Netflix.
hilarious. He was used from 1971 through 2008. And he had a burger for a head, or cheeseburger,
Mhm.
sports a top hat, with a diplomat's stash and a pair of
Oh, wait, a what?
pince-nez spectacles. Hmm?
I think you said stash.
Oh, sorry, sash. Diplomat's sash. I read that fast. So he sports a diplomat's sash and a pair of nice spectacles. He's often portrayed as a giggly, bumbling, and somewhat incompetent mayor, based on H.R. Puffsnuff.
Puffin stuff. No, it's Puffin stuff. I'm sorry.
So,
It's
okay.
HR Puffin stuff. I think I might be wrong. Let me look this up quick. I'm pretty sure like HR Puffin stuff was like a kid's character
Okay.
on like a show. Yeah, it was a television series. He's just kind of like zany and wild. He doesn't look anything like Mayor McCheese. I mean, maybe like the form does,
Okay.
but I remember that Mayor McCheese, that McDonald's was sued
Oh.
because they thought that Mayor McCheese was stealing from HR Puffin stuff.
Because it says that he was dropped in the 80s. So was that like about when he got sued for
Mhm.
using? Okay, yeah. But I guess he was brought briefly back in 1999 for an episode of The Wacky World of Ronald McDonald. So you can still see his return in the cartoon form.
Okay, I found an article if you want me to read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's called Mayor McCheese versus HR Puffin Stuff. Fans of Sid and Marty's Croft show HR Puffin Stuff probably noticed that McDonald's old McDonaldland ad campaign was fairly similar in feel to the show. As it turns out, McDonald's ad agency Needham, Harper, and Steers had originally approached the Crofts in 1970 about designing a Puffin Stuff type campaign for the restaurant. According to Hal Erickson's book, Sid and Marty Krofft, the ad men asked the Crofts some pretty specific questions about their creative and technical processes, right down to what fabrics they used and how they
Oh,
got the characters' mouths to move. The Crofts thought that they had a deal, but McDonald's nixed the campaign. Then in 1971, the restaurant debuted the McDonald Land commercials that blatantly ripped off the Crofts' technology and feel. The Crofts would later learn that the ad agency had only met with them in order to pick their brains on technical details.
oh,
Mayor
that's not.
McChee and Mayor McCheese even bore an uncanny resemblance to H.R. Pufnstuf, who happens to be the mayor of Living Island. The Crofts sued McDonald's for ripping off their idea and technology, and the legal battle stretched until 1977.
Yeah.
Among the best arguments in legal history, Mayor McCheese was clearly not a ripoff of H.R. Pufnstuf because of his formal attire and diplomat sash. Pufnstuf
Okay.
Okay, and then Pufnstuf displayed his mayoral credentials on a cummerbund, which is
That's-
isn't a cummerbund like the tuxedo? Like it looks like a belt,
I think
sort
so.
of.
Yeah.
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 In the end, the Crofts won $50,000, and according to Erickson's book, have regularly collected checks from McDonald's, while the hamburger people have done their best to keep the particulars of this case out of the public's earshot.
That's some shady stuff.
That's some shade. They do some shady things if you remember that, if you've seen that movie, The Founder, from the
I don't think
beginning.
I've seen that one. Is
It's a good movie.
that the one that came out in 2016? Is
I
that
think
that one?
so. With Michael
Okay.
Keaton's the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
heard about
good.
it, but I never watched it.
It's a
But
good movie. So yeah, HR Puff and stuff.
that's the horrible thing too about big companies. It's like they sat down with them and copied materials as way too close.
My favorite part is
Oh,
that like they were like, It's not like Mayor McCheese isn't like HR Puff and stuff at all because he wears a mayoral sash and HR Puff and stuff wears a mayoral cummerbund. Like that's completely different."
and he's a cheeseburger.
And he's a
He's a
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger.
He's a giant cheeseburger that has glasses and a top hat.
Oh man.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay,
All right, should we move on to
let's move on.
another hamburger themed?
Another burger with legs.
Another.
Another autonomous burger.
Yep, which is Officer Big Mac.
Boop, boop.
He was featured from 1970 to 2008, in addition to the McDonald's signature sandwich. Big Mac was the name of a character in McDonald Land. He was similar to Mayor McCheese in that he had a large Big Mac for a head, except he was a chief of police and he wore a constable uniform with a disproportionately small custodian helmet resting on top of his head bun. And he was the main source of law and order in McDonald Land. He'd spend most of his time chasing the Hamburglar and Captain Crook. He was also dropped in the 80s.
I think that he shouldn't have wasted his time, like his valuable time, like chasing the Hamburglar and Captain Crook. I think he should have spent more time with the barbaric murders of the hamburger patch.
His people.
Yeah, his people are gonna just eat.
Oh man. But would he be from the same patch though? Because he technically has more toppings.
Oh
He's slightly
yeah,
different.
he's a Big Mac.
He's a Big Mac, yeah.
Think there's a Big Mac bush?
Mm,
I don't know.
that's a good question.
I like his sesame seed, like mole. I don't know, they moles?
Which
Oh,
is his hair. It could be hair.
they could be
Maybe
hair.
sesame.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
But
they also had creepy play place, like things of him where pretty much it was like a it looks like a
it's a
cage.
prison. It's a child prison.
It pretty much that's what it looks like. It looks like you can crawl up this like pole and you basically his Big Mac bun like in between the buns, like it's like
Betwixt the
bars.
buns is bars. Betwixt
Betwixt
the
his
buns
buns.
are
Yeah, there's like
bars.
iron bars where you crawl around like in a circle around in these bars. It's like it's a child prison. It's a
Yay, you can
fun
pretend like you're in jail.
inside Officer Big Mac.
Inside Officer Big Mac. Scary.
Oh man. But it looks like the picture I have. I'll post these images on Instagram as well, so you guys can check them out. But yeah, this image it's like creepily set outside of a McDonald's and
Do
like
you
in
think
front
they
of
were
Play-
like I've seen this before and like they're outside,
Mhm.
but the McDonald's that I saw, they were using the Officer Big Mac play place thing as like a it wasn't in use. It was just kind of like
Oh,
a
okay.
look at this weird vintagey thing that we like this ex-child
Oh,
prison.
okay.
We'll just
This ex-child
display
prison.
it outside.
Oh, okay, that could have been too. Yeah.
Mm.
Because I don't remember these at all, like in any indoor play place, I guess. I think I've seen some McDonald's where their play places are outside, I think.
Cool.
So that might have been like partially where this came from. Like it used to be like outside. But yeah, eventually they realized this is probably not a good thing, not a safe thing to let kids crawl around in. And now it's just decoration.
Alrighty. Bring on, like, we keep talking about not Crafton.
Captain Crook. Captain Crook.
We keep talking about Captain Crook.
All right. So Captain.
See, now you said Crafton, and now you said Crafton.
Got stuck in my brain. All right. So Captain Crook is a pirate that was used in the 1970s through 2008 and was similar in appearance to the famed Captain Hook from the Peter Pan series. He is a villain that spent his time trying to steal the Filet-O-Fish sandwiches from the citizens of McDonaldland, will avoid being caught by Officer Big Mac, and he would often translate for the Hamburglar. So they're partners in crime for a while until they made the Hamburglar less of a criminal, or more just like another kooky character.
A hot BuzzFeed man for the art. Wait, I don't even know how that would be said.
What?
A hot guy on a BuzzFeed article.
There you go. Just another guy. Just another hot guy in a BuzzFeed article. Yeah. But then he would also use a ship for getaways.
Well, he should have a ship, right? If he's a pirate.
You think so? A captain, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He looks like Captain Crunch.
A little bit, yeah.
Like
yeah,
his uniform looks very eerily similar to Captain Crunch.
Yeah, it's like if you combined Captain Crunch and Captain Hook together, that you get Captain Crook. Hey, that's you get the C from the Crunch and the O-O-K from Hook.
Mm-hmm. I bet that's what they did.
Yeah, it's probably just combine the two.
But something that some people don't know is that Captain Crunch is technically an admiral, according to his uniform on the cereal box.
I've seen
so
that, yeah.
Captain Crook is probably also really an admiral.
Is he really? What makes it an admiral compared to a captain?
I think it's like the chevrons. The uniform would be different also. His uniform looks identical to Captain Crunch.
So he's an admiral.
Uh-huh.
Fascinating.
Riveting stuff. In the food industry world.
Alright, so moving on. This is a character that I don't think it was used as much as the other characters. It is the Professor. The Professor was a bearded scientist character in a lab coat from 1971 to 2008. And then he served as McDonaldland's local inventor and researcher. In the 1970s, he was a minor character who rarely spoke, and then in the 80s, he was a major character, and was redesigned to include a light bulb topped helmet and a mustache. He was also dropped in the 80s. So.
If I wore a light bulb topped helmet, it would never light up with ideas.
Yes, it would. You're smart.
Thanks. Serotonin.
Daily dose of serotonin.
Serotonin levels. I don't like him. Like, I see why he was dropped.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think he was used mostly in just like commercials and stuff. But
okay, I don't care for him.
But he's just kind of like a stereotypical, like looking nutty professor, kind of like Belle's father. I want to say from like Beauty and the Beast. He kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
It'd be like the hairstyle. With the mustache and stuff. I could see where you're getting that from.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is he researching?
I couldn't really find a whole lot on him, so I don't really know.
And it's weird that his name is just Professor. That makes me think he's not a professor.
But he has a fancy lab coat. What do you mean he's not a professor? He has a mustache and a light bulb hat.
Light bulb hat. Yeah, it totally makes him a professor.
Okay, so it pretty much just says that he was he basically just got Ronald and his friends to test out his inventions. Doesn't really say what they were, so I don't know if it was like food related or what it was.
I found something. It says he invented the live talking delicious food items called the McNugget Buddies.
Oh dang, those are cute.
Are they cute? Okay.
They're a very small part, but yeah.
So we invented talking food. Do you think he invented like the hamburger bushes and the fry pat, whatever they're called, too?
I was just wondering too, but that'd be so sad because he made them alive.
And everyone
just
devours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice. I don't care for the professor. What?
So when I was looking up what the professor did, there was just like on Google, there's like one of those drop down questions, and it says, "Is Grimace a taste bud?"
What?
That was one of the questions, and it just
what
says,
was the answer?
doesn't really give an answer. The only answer that it has is from McDonald's Corporation on Twitter,
Mhm.
and it says Grimace is the embodiment of a milkshake.
What?
Although
No.
though others still insist he is a taste bud, but it doesn't really say. So
What do they mean he's the embodiment of a milkshake?
I don't know. He steals milkshakes, maybe to protect them from being eaten like his hamburger friends, but I don't know.
I would never associate, like, a purple blob with that's, like, triangular shape is the embodiment, like, of a
Of a
milkshake.
milkshake. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
Oh, no. Alright. Let's get on to the chicken nuggets.
Alright, so next I combined a couple of the characters, or like several of them, I guess. So the first one is the Happy Meal Gang, which is a primary icon of McDonald's, a hamburger, fries, and soft drink in 1984. And then basically they're all animated puppets, and they dance and sing in different commercials. I think I remember watching an old commercial of this, but it was like it must have it had to have been a rerun because they were discontinued before I was born. Um, but yeah, then they were later joined by the McNugget Buddies in '89. The McNugget Buddies, which are actually really cute.
They're cute.
They are a bunch of chicken nuggets in regular size from 1989 to 2009. The wacky adventures of Ronald McDonald. The McNuggets are shown as large nuggets with chicken beaks, chicken wings, and cowboy boots. So the first iteration of them, which was like used in commercials by the professor, they looked like the actual chicken nuggets you get from McDonald's, but like with little eyes and like smiley faces. So and they just kind
They're
of dance
cute.
around. They're really cute.
Aw.
But
Such
if you look at
joyous looks on their faces before they get devoured by Ronald McDonald and his
yeah,
friends.
see the professor has some issues because he keeps making sentient foods that they
I
eat.
know! And then they eventually, like, rise up and become, mayoral candidates and sheriff.
Officer Big Mac. But so there's that duration, and there's also if you look at the like one of the first images I had, it was for the animated series. They made them creepy because instead of cute chicken nuggets, they look like chickens, like baby chicks that were deep fried to be golden color. It's
Ew.
I don't like them because then they have like wonky eyes. They have mohawks, but they're but they have like so they have their beaks, but they also have like a smiley face, like a Ronald McDonald smile underneath their beaks. They're way out of proportion, and out of reality, and it creeps me out. I don't like
Ew.
it.
I like the, ones that look like chicken nuggets instead.
Yeah, the cute little guys.
They make Funko Pop versions of the chicken nugget buddies. Yeah.
I know McDonald's used to have like characters, like they had little toys where
Mhm.
it's kind of like so basically you get a chicken nugget and then you get different clothes you can put on it. So it'd be you can just switch out like oh my chicken nugget's a firefighter or this day he's a farmer so you dress
Wait,
him
kind
up.
of like Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, but it's a chicken nugget. It's so
Oh my
cute.
god, cute. Make me a chicken nugget.
I don't have any chicken nuggets.
I
I'm
wanna be a
sorry.
chicken nugget.
You want to be? Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself. Do you remember that vine?
I remember that Vine, the best of the
Oh, it's
Vine.
fantastic. Oh, the best
TikTok
of the
can't
Vine.
hold a candle to Vine.
I miss Vine.
I do too.
So now the last character that I have, I think so Kendra, when we first start talking about McDonald's and
Mhm.
how she mixed up the grimace that he stole the McGriddles and then called the grimace a McGriddle. Yeah, there's like some weird disconnect there. But I found a character that's very I couldn't find like really anything at all except for one like random article about him. This character is called the Griddler. Or
I knew
basically
it!
he's basically a short-lived McDonald Land character from 2003 to 2006 to promote the McGriddles by stealing them from Ronald and his friends. But like this only like drawing or like photo, I can only find a drawing of him,
Like
and it looks
concepts
like
or something?
I think it's just like a fan drawing. I don't know.
It
Like
looks
I
like
couldn't.
it definitely looks like a fan drawing.
It's a fan drawing, but I don't know. I couldn't find like any articles on him or anything else. But he looks like Waluigi from Mario. Do you know that character?
Yeah, I know Waluigi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kinda look like him. I was thinking like the Joker from Batman a
Yeah,
little
it's like
bit.
a little bit, yeah. Like if you
Yeah.
combine the two, that's what he looks like.
Ugh. I'm
He's like
kinda
a
glad they didn't
sickly
have him. He looks icky. He's
he
like a
looks like a
snipe.
sickly man. So maybe this is how you got confused and then just
I
associated the
think
grimace with the
so. The Griddler and the McGrimace
Riddler.
and the
Mhm.
McGriddle.
Yeah, because I don't remember this character at all.
I don't think they ever. Do you think they ever released it, or do you think it was?
Well, since he was a short-lived character,
Mhm.
so he must have
I
been
don't.
like in some sort of commercial,
Okay,
but I don't remember him at all.
maybe that's why I got confused. I don't know. Have we reached the end of our list?
Yep, that's all I have. There are some few like if you look up, I think the article that I used was like McDonald's fandom or
They
wiki,
have their yeah.
McDonald's
They have
wiki.
their own little wiki page, like their wiki
Yeah.
page.
Yep. So they have like a list of a few other really obscure characters. Like I saw there was, I think it's from the really old commercials. They had dancing trash cans with faces, sentient trash cans. They would dance around, basically saying, "Throw away your trash," and then yeah, that was one of them that I found.
Yeah, if you want more information about the characters of the McDonald's world, you can go to mcdonalds.fandom.com.
Yep, and they have a whole list of all the characters, and that's where I found all of these
That's where I
stories.
yeah, that's where I found a lot of information about the universe and the different like the
Yeah.
Filet-O-Fish Lake and stuff like that too.
Yeah, so some other really obscure characters include Mike the microphone, who was a one time who was a one-time character created for Kid Rhino albums, and he
I
guards a
that whole sentence made no sense.
I don't know, that's what this that's what this says. It says he guarded the door and ran things inside the McDonald Land magical radio station. And it says which Ronald and some kids would use for their silly day broadcast. Another character would be another one is I Am Hungry, who is a short-lived character for the self-proclaimed Vice President of Snacking from 98 till 2009. He was a
Oh my
floating,
gosh.
fast-moving green fuzzball with orange arms and a monstrous face. He would appear often when Ronald, Grimace, and Bertie were dining with the birthday kid and would constantly crave food. He would never stop pestering them until he got fed. I Am Hungry was featured in the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, specifically the episode called Visitors from Outer Space, where he eats gunk off of Ronald's rocket.
Gunk?
Yeah. It just says gunk. It doesn't say what it was.
Oh, okay. I think that's a great spot to end the podcast. They ate gunk off of Ronald Rocket. The end.
The
For
end.
listening, listeners. Gunk off of Ronald's rocket.
And now, your useless fact of the day by Kendra.
Did you know that 1/4 of all your bones are located in your feet? There are 26 bones in each foot. That's 52 bones in both of your feet, out of a total of 206 total bones in your whole body, which is more than 25%. And it's kind of like nuts to think about it because your feet are so small compared to the rest of your body, but
Mhm.
like your feet support your weight and allows you to jump, run, and climb, and those bones and joints also allow your feet to absorb and release energy efficiently. And it's one of the main reasons, well, it is the main reason why humans can outrun any other animal in an endurance race.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And, like that makes me wonder too, like how many bones do cheetahs have, like in their paws, like in their feet?
Oh my
Since they're
gosh.
the largest, like the fastest land animal, how
Mhm.
much? I'm gonna look that up quick. It doesn't give me like a straight answer. It's just
The internet never gives you a straight answer. Let's be
true.
honest.
Yeah, I can't find anything like
I don't know.
easy.
I didn't find anything about their bones, but I did find like a cheetah's foot pads are hard and less rounded than other cats.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
I did like a brief research project on cheetahs in elementary school. I think it was like fourth or fifth grade. Yeah, we had to make little paper mache little animals of them to go along with her like book reports.
What did your cheetah look like?
Uh,
Like a drowned rat with spots?
it was like yeah, it was like pretty much like a drowned rat. It was fun. It was just like I think because we had to make it. I made a paper tube in the middle, and then I took two more paper tubes and folded them in half so like they looked like a V shape, and taped them
Okay.
together. So it was like a sawhorse.
Wait.
Yeah, and then I built the
No.
head and then covered it all in paper mache and painted it
That's
to look like
fabulous. That's
it.
great. Oh my gosh.
I might
I
still
didn't.
have it somewhere.
I hope. Oh gosh. I didn't find anything about cheetahs' feet, like their bones in their feet, but I did find that they have a fused tibia and fibula bones in the cheetah's legs, and that makes them more stable when sprinting.
Huh. And this concludes your random fact of the day with Kendra. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to another Foolish Wanderers podcast.
Yes, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I don't know anything else, advice,
Kendra wants to give someone advice.
restaurant reviews,
Ooh, we should find more lore for different restaurants.
any ideas for the podcast, comments, anything like that, you can email us at
fwplisteners@gmail.com.
and you can follow us and you can DM us on
Foolish Wanderers podcast on Instagram.
okay, and then you can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at
Foolish Wanderers podcast.
and then listen to us anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we recently got added to Apple Podcasts, and now we're on Pandora. So pretty much anywhere you want to listen to us, we're available. So that's
We're
awesome.
available. Yep, we're available. We have a
We're
sign.
available every
Yep.
night.
Podcasts episodes drop on Wednesdays at noon Central Time, North America. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to us. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Dun, 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 dun. Shabba, shabba, dun, dun. Ba, 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 ba. I have no rhythm.